Final Friday ever. On Monday, it's the last day for poker. I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and on Tuesday, the building will still be open. No poker on Tuesdays, but then they'll have, you know, their last day, the casino's last day. Rich is in there at the restaurant, and I'm gonna be in a minute. All right, here with Rich. Just had dinner, took a little video. There was a lot of music playing, so I'll play the video while I'm talking. We both got just the pasta. I had 3 bowls, Rich had 2, and we did have metal forks this time, unlike a week ago. Everyone has metal forks. I even went into the other seating area. Everyone had metal forks today. Poker Palace is finishing on a high note. Metal forks for everybody. Now we're walking over. Rich might not play the tournament.
I'm gonna be a cash.
Cash game only, possibly. Sometimes they don't open a table. I've been here twice. Once, every table was a tournament table. Once, they kept one table free for cash game, so we'll see what's going on. I might do the same if they start a cash table, but we'll see.
Blinds, oh, yeah. Tournament rules, protect your cards at all times. No smoking within 5 feet of this room. And please respect everybody here. Also, don't forget to tip your servers. All right. Blinds.
All right, gotta set up a few things while I'm out here. First, took some pictures at the table. Change of plans, by the way. Didn't play the tournament. Rich wasn't into the tournament, and there was an opportunity for us to both start the first cash game, so we just played cash the entire time. Tournament's still going on. You can tell it's dark out now. I took some pictures at that cash table, so right now let me just show you those pictures. I might mention a few things twice, some in this voiceover PowerPoint slide type of deal, and then some a few minutes later. But first, let me just show you all the pictures, then I'll come back here and say more things. All right, here was my stack. Bought in for the minimum 60, maximum uncapped. I bought in for 60, Rich did the same. Our plan was to play a quick all-in, have an image of doing anything, and then play from there. So here was my stack, here was Rich's. He was not all in this hand. This was before we got started, but he just slid his chips out so I could get a nice picture. Then, first hand, Rich did go all in. I was in the small blind. I called. I was calling pretty light because I thought Rich would be doing this with just about anything, and it turns out I picked up aces. Rich had 6-2. He did flop a 6, but he did not improve after that. So first hand, I got the full double up on the $60. And to prove it, here is my stack. After that, we both started with 20 in whites because I don't really remember why, but we did. And then Rich did play a lot of all-ins after that. Here was one. He had aces, played a 3-way all-in. The player on his right had a smaller overpair, and I don't remember what the player in seat 5 had, but Rich held. He stacked 2 players that hand. Rich eventually, after losing the all-in to me, added on some money, played some pots, won some pots. He got his stack up to about this high at its highest point in the night, and now I will tell you more things face to face. Okay, also, Rich wanted to be a camera person for a few minutes, and he took this, and yeah, it was of me, but we were sitting next to each other in the cash table. He's holding the camera, he's doing the narration. Let me show you that.
Yeah, they do.
All right, guest camera person stepping in. This is Rice right here. That's pretty much all my money. I told him that we were talking before we played that I was going to shove all in the dark probably with 60 bucks. Of course, I did it without looking, and of course he looks down and starts giggling because he's got 2 black aces. They held, and then he just took me for some more money with again black aces.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all mine.
Large. I think like 20 of it is from someone else, but everything else is from Rich.
I think you gave it to someone else after that.
Yeah, probably.
Now this is the most important thing. Get ready. So, the tournament just went down to 2 tables. I mean, people might be dropping like flies while I'm out here. I got to get back in. When the tournament gets down to 11 people and they are on the final table, bubble. Final table is 10-handed, even though the rest of the tournament's 9. When they get down to the final table bubble and there are 11 people still left in the tournament, the floor is going to come by with that little toy gun that sprays bubbles all over the place. I don't care if I get kicked out because this is the last time I'll ever be here. So I'm going to film that. I'm going to be ready. The camera's going to be out. I'm going to film it. So be ready for that. It is going to be the greatest scene ever in the history of poker YouTube channels.
All right, guys, you're on the bubble. Final table bubble. Final table bubble, guys.
Rich, has anything better ever happened in a poker room?
No, I don't think so.
All right, hope the video did it justice, how amazing that bubble event is when the tournament gets down to the final table bubble. Nothing, I don't think anything better has ever happened in a poker room, nor do I think for the rest of time will anything better than that ever happen in a poker room. Amazing. So I'm done. Rich left. Rich kind of got angled. Someone was hiding green chips, and Rich paid a portion of the bet and there was no resistance when he said he was doing that. All right, Rich left. I never built that tower at chips. That was the plan, get in for 60, win a quick all in. I did that part, and then didn't do much after that. In for 60, cashed out 90, played almost 4 hours, had a ton of fun. Yeah, this will be the last time though. There are a few more days. I mean, once this video gets published, it's done. But for me right now, there are 3 more days of poker here. I work the next 3 days. I think they said Monday's event is the early afternoon. Which I am free in the afternoon, but I don't think. Actually, it's the opposite for me. I think I'll be asleep when it's going on. But anyway, once more, you could see this sign where I don't exactly know what it means, but it said it every time I've been there. So that's gonna be a wrap. Poker Palace, final Friday in history. I think I said earlier, this has been going on for 40 years. An employee had a shirt that said like, celebrating 50 years, so it's been at least 50. Thought it was 40. Anyway, letting you know what went on. Oh, here's the picture. Here's the picture of the kind of interrupted the final table goings on to grab this paper and look at the picture. Take the picture. Only $270 more in the prize pool than when I was here last week, but they paid without chops. They would have paid 4 more spots. I thought maybe they would pay 6. They paid 9 spots total. Last week it was only 5. Last week was $1,660 in the prize pool. They paid 5 spots. And then you see the chop values. I think they played a little bit, they went on break. And while they were on break, apparently, they all spoke outside the poker room and came back in the middle of break and said they were chopping. So I think they chopped 8-handed. So you see whatever numbers on the screen. I don't have the whole thing memorized. They chopped 8-handed, final Friday at Poker Palace ever in the history of Earth. Just happened. Glad I was here for it. And let me see. Where did I park? It's an excellent question. Oh, there we go. All right. Car's still here. Always a plus at Poker Palace. See you later. And remember, back at the address now, but couldn't forget, shout out to Mark. Mark was there on the way in. Rich and I, on Mark's way in, Rich and I were in the parking lot. He said he liked my stuff, and then once we were in there, we met formally. He played the tournament, and then I saw him at one of the cash tables later. Nice to meet you, Mark. And remember, rice is a spoon food.